Hey gang, it's Ed here and welcome to All Friendfeed All the Time. Friendfeed is going to be, I believe, a pretty crucial element in terms of internet marketing. And actually, let's not keep it to internet marketing. Let's just talk about if you're communicating with a group of people, I think Friendfeed is going to be a very, very, very important tool. So important that I'm actually going to do things a little bit differently. I'm first going to show you how to sign up an account. But the thing with Friendfeed, it can be a bit like you really need to have to learn how to drive it. And so we're going to take it really nice and slowly, because if you just try to consume from it straight up, it'll really, really get you in terms of the amount of volume that it sends out. And in truth, the secret to Friendfeed is not that volume that sends out, but your ability to create conversations around bits of content. And this is the thing where I believe Friendfeed excels, and where I think people try to do on Twitter, but Twitter's not really the appropriate place for it. Twitter was never designed to be a conversation platform like instant messaging or Skype or indeed Friendfeed or blogs for that matter. It was designed to be what they call a micro blogging platform. In other words, little short tiny pieces of content. Now what Friendfeed does, and don't worry, we're going to cover this in a separate video, but what Friendfeed does is it takes any piece of content and provides a mechanism for you to filter and stream and then allow people to vote effectively on it, on whether they like it or not, and also allows them to comment on it in a central place. So Friendfeed is not in and of itself a generator of content. It takes content from a whole bunch of different places and then provides a feed, hence Friendfeed, of everything that you're doing. So if you follow me on Friendfeed, for example, then you'll literally see pretty much everything I'm doing when I use Flickr, when I use YouTube, videos that I like, things that I'm stumbling upon. You get to see everything. People have referred to it as, say, a live streaming application. Look, at the end of the day, and again, we'll go into this in more detail in another video in this series, but the thing with all of this and all of these tools is simply this: the more times you are able to communicate in a non-in-your-face way to your market, the more successful you'll be. The more contacts you have with your market, where your market has the ability to contact you back or respond, the more sales you will make and the more successful you will be. And in this regard, Twitter and Friendfeed are two of the most powerful tools that have been implemented this year in terms of internet marketing for doing and fulfilling that exact purpose. So this video, I'm just going to show you how to sign in, show you where I am, and so you can have a look at my feed so you can start to get a feel for it. And I want you to play around slowly. I know there's a whole bunch of tools and stuff for Friendfeed. I'm not going to show you those because I think Friendfeed has been designed pretty well to work inside a web environment. And if you had Friendfeed on all the time, I think it would be too distracting and break your flow too much. So let's have a look at it. Let's show you how to sign in, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so you can see here is our homepage. You can see friendfeed.com is the address. Now you can sign in or indeed create an account. And we want to create an account. Now this design may look, it's very Spartan, but in a sense very, very clever, because it's been designed by the people who created Gmail and created a lot of the Google services that we use all the time today. Very, very bright people involved at Friendfeed, and I think that's got something to do. So you can see there are 3 steps. So the first step is an email address. You put in a name, a nickname, a password, and you confirm password, and then you create an account. I'm actually going to create a fake account. You're not going to see me fill in the details, because I do want to show you the next couple of steps, because there's a couple of important things. So when we come up after the hump, I'll have filled this in. once you start using Friendfeed, Friendfeed is the best application to feed into your newsreader on Facebook. A little bit advanced for what we're doing today, but just in full disclosure, it's exactly what I do. And you can see there, so you can find Facebook friends. The Friendfeed Facebook application automatically keeps your friends in Facebook and Friendfeed in sync, which is very, very cool. So that's definitely something you want to have a look at. Now you can see here, find your address book. So you can actually, if you like, import your address books, and if people are on Friendfeed, it'll automatically drag them in. At this point in time, I would advise you not to do that. Okay, so let's just leave it for the moment, and we'll skip this step. More advanced thing for later on. Now you can see here, it gives you the folk below are popular amongst friend feeders, so you might find their feeds interesting as well. Again, at this point in time, I would skip adding people here because again, just the volume of feeds, if you will, and the volume of information can be quite enormous. So I just don't do anything there yet. Now, what is cool and what I would encourage you to do is if you happen to sign up, say your Google Reader account, you want to add your Google Reader account. So all you need to do is find your shared items, and you'll see with every single thing, it'll give you a link, for example, to your Google Reader page, so you can use that. That'll obviously load up mine, and you can see all the different bits there. But again, you might have your own, so you can share something there. If you've got a blog, you can add your blog feed in. You can see, now there's actually 41. Now remember, I got you to set up a YouTube account. You can pop your YouTube in account. Definitely add your Twitter account. This is another cool way that I follow people on Twitter, because I reckon if they're smart enough to have Friendfeed and put in their Twitter, then I'll be able to follow them much easier here in Friendfeed, because Friendfeed just has that huge capacity. That's one of the reasons, you know, a lot of people have said, you know, oh, Friendfeed might replace Twitter and so on. It won't. It's not even close to being what Twitter is about. They're two different things, and I'll explain that in the next video. There are a bunch of, and if you are familiar with any of these services and you have these, you should add them in, because what this does is it grabs this data from all these services and provides a single feed, which is really, really cool. So I want you to go away and do that. For example, let's just show you the YouTube one, because a lot of you will have set up YouTube after my previous pre-season videos. So you go into YouTube and you just type in your YouTube username and then import YouTube. That easy. Very, very simple to set up, and that's why I think it's so cool. I keep pressing the wrong one. And you can click see all 41 services. A service that I use a lot, which you might have noticed by now, is Seismic. We haven't specifically shown you how to use that, but it's a very cool service. Flickr, which I use for all my photos, I can use. So you've got all of these different feeds, which is very cool. Okay, so here is my particular Friendfeed page. Now you see I follow a lot of people and so on, so mine's very busy at the moment. Yours probably shouldn't be that particularly busy, but it shows an aggregation of everybody's feeds. My particular feed is this, and you can see here there's a Twitter post, and you can see here, now this is where you start to get the coolness of Friendfeed. You can see here that Ed, Next Instinct, super dude that he is, liked this particular post, and it was a very important post, as it turns out. You can see here's this Seismic video that I've done. Now here's the cool thing, notice I don't have to go anywhere. Watch what happens here. G'day gang, Ed here, and sorry about the lighting, sorry about the hair, but this is totally worth it. And no, it's got nothing to do with iPhone 3G. Oh, I've got some comments there too. How cool is that? Seriously, you need to pay it. So, you can see there that all of a sudden Friendfeed is this place, this aggregation place where everybody can come together and discuss the elements of content. They don't necessarily have to go over here. They don't have to go to YouTube. They don't have to go everywhere. An important part of somebody's experience, if you're pulling people left, right, all over the place, they're going to get pretty tired of it, and they're not going to want to do it. So what Friendfeed does is aggregates all these people, and that is really, really important. By the way, you can see my URL to follow me on Friendfeed is just friendfeed.com/eddale, all one word. So that's it. Let's have a look what else I've posted recently. So there's a Twitter post. So you can see here that instead of having a conversation on Twitter where you can never really see the conversation, it's always one-sided, and you can see me replying to somebody or somebody replying, then you can see, you start to get comments. So here I'm rattling on about the iPhone, and somebody's commented on that. You can see I've shared an item with Google Reader. Check that out. It automatically gets published. This gets fed out all over the place. The lovely Barb from Canada liked this, and she subscribed. And you can see there, notice how everything works so beautifully. If you want to add a comment, you literally can click a comment, and you just notice how, boom, it just popped up as a post right there. It's as easy as typing and posting. It's very, very seamless. I don't know what that is. I can also link to that entry. I can reshare. I can moderate comments because it's my feed, or I can delete the entry if I will. You can see here where I've published some Flickr photos, which is very cool. And on it goes. So that's my particular feed. So that's the first thing. If you subscribe to my feed, and then don't panic about it too much, just bookmark it and come back to it and have a look to it. I'll show you some, once you're really used to it, I'll show you some cool other tools. Now, let's have a look here. The other thing where I think it's really special and where I think it'll really show in the 30-day challenge is its rooms functionality. Now you can see here, I'm in a room and I've created a room called 30-day challenge, and you can get to it by going 30-day-challenge, and you can add something to it, and now everybody, you can literally take this little link and drag it up into your Flock bar and be able to use it to share different things. You can add a message, you can add a link that you can put in to share to this site. Now what's so cool about this is, have a look at this. Like Alison has posted a link in here. You can see my stuff's gone in there, but you can see there's a whole bunch of 30-day challenges. When they've found something that's interesting, they've contributed into this feed, which is really, really cool. Now here's the secret, and this is brilliant. Of course, every single thing in Friendfeed is get ready for it, an RSS feed. How important is that? And I can literally go and grab the 30-day challenge Friendfeed and add that to my Google Reader, which I think I already have, so it'll already, you click on the button, you should be used to this by now, and off it goes, which is fantastic. So you've got different types of feeds in the room, which is really, really cool. Now, which is just fantastic. So you can view that and you can see older things, but everybody gets a chance to contribute. So whenever they see, like for example, Andy Roberts, this is really cool. I hadn't used Ping FM before, and he thought Ping FM might be something that's really interesting. Will Ponder put up about TweetDeck, which is a Twitter client that I'm evaluating at the moment, which I hadn't actually found about. Naughty people put stuff about naughty things. But it is really, really cool. And I encourage you all to become members of this room and then grab the feed, because the cool thing is that the feed, when it enters in Google Reader, allows you to interact with it, which is just fantastic. So it really is a smooth way of transmitting that information. In the 30-day challenge, we're going to show you some absolutely killer ways of using Friendfeed for your internet marketing. But as a tool set, because what I would also encourage you to do is I would encourage every team to create their own room, and people feed in all their information, so it's a one-stop shop for everybody to keep track of what everybody's doing and looking at. Well, how superb is that? It gives you the chance to comment with each other. It's all trackable by a feed. You can invite people. You can make it private or you can make it public. Up to you. How cool is that? And as I say, as you get used to it, it takes a while to get used to Friendfeed, but let me tell you, the effort is really, really worth it. All right, heaps to go on with that video. The next video is going to be quite conceptual. Different type of video. It's sort of like what I call a reasons why video, where I really want to try explain the differences between Friendfeed and Twitter and so on. So enjoy this, get signed up, get in there, have a bit of a play around, sign up to friendfeed.com/eddale, make sure you join the 30-day challenge room, create a room for your team. Heaps to go on with as we really get into the downhill stretch of pre-season now. All right, we'll speak to you soon.